Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Ultra hardware number 97270. This is a gate spring. I have it removed from the packaging so that we can take a look at it. There is no weight rating for this at all, so I can't tell you what the manufacturer would say in terms of how large or heavy of a gate. I would probably be prone to be thinking of something in the 25 to 50 pound range. I would probably be open to the possibility that you might need to add an additional spring should it be a heavier gate or an unusual application. But in lots of instances, this spring from Ultra is going to work out quite well. There is a link below this video to the installation instructions, which are the back of the packaging that this comes in. And the installation instructions basically say, regardless of what hand the gate is on, when you're standing on the pull side, you will always install it so that the tension collar, this button here with the holes in it that you can see, and there's not one here, is always at the top. From your orientation when you are facing the gate from the pull side, you'll always tip that towards the right. This is towards the left, actually. I was trying to do it in reverse. You'll always tip it towards the right. It should look like this. When you're looking at the video, it should look like what you're seeing on the video. You'll want it as close to vertical as possible. There's no reason to contort it like that. As close to vertical as possible so that you can straddle from the jamb up to the door. When the tension collar, and you can install it when the tension collar is pointed towards the bottom, but the installation instructions would be reversed because you're going to get a tension rod. When the tension collar is pointed towards the top and this is secured, you will rotate the tension collar clockwise. In the packaging, it's a bit hard to see, there's going to be the 4 screws that you need to install the material. There will then be a tension pin. When the tension collar is pointed towards the top, you'll insert the rod, and because these mounting posts are now captive, because you've got them installed, you'll rotate that clockwise. You're going to reveal new additional holes every single time that you turn it further. And I'm thinking that maybe 3, not more than 4 holes of tension is what you'd be looking at. 4 holes of tension if you're getting out to maybe 90-degree opening, or 3 if you get out well past that. Start with 2 and test the operation. Tension collar up clockwise, that's the relationship. If it's pointed towards the bottom, counterclockwise. That's the only thing you have to know in terms of that installation. There's a captive pin down here so that when you start to turn that clockwise, you'll turn it to the point until that pin will bury into the block, and then at that point, any other tension that I apply to this is captive down here. Okay. Black finish over a steel base material on everything. Okay. Regarding gate springs from Ultra, the 97270 is a part of a family of those items that they have. Meaning, there's a link below this video to a document called Product Catalog. When you open that up, pardon me, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page within the website. You can click on that and then get to the product catalog and open that document up. From there, you'll be able to perform a find function on your keyboard and locate the 97270. The point of that is you'll see the other models that go along with it. If you need a larger one, go with the larger springs. The 68420, the 68425. The 97270 would be the petite size, the smaller one. You get into something that's substantially heavier, you'll go with a larger size. In terms of a outline, allow me to give that to you. As I'm pulling up the catalog. Okay, some gate springs. A maximum weight for the smallest one will be 50 pounds. I would not increase that capacity by more than about 20% for the next largest spring, and wouldn't increase it that much for anything beyond that, because it's unlikely you're going to have a gate that heavy. Although I suppose that you could. It's made of wrought iron. I would think that you would be better off if you have something heavy, 70 pounds, 80 pounds, 90 pounds. My guess is you might be better off using 2 of the middle size, because what will happen is you want to be able to find a balance between excessive spring tension and the speed of the gate closing, and having residual stored energy in the spring or springs in the last 10 degree of close. So you don't want to overstress a spring because of the weight of the unit, because you'll stress the spring and bring it to a premature end of life. Maybe one size below, go with 2 springs, will allow you to share that load better amongst multiple springs. But in that last crucial 10-15 degree, you've not set the springs up so high to get it to slam close just so that it gets all the way closed. You can back that spring tension off slightly so that it will be a bit more moderated and have still residual stored energy in the springs at that closing cycle. I liken it to a tugboat. They don't go very fast, but they can pull a lot of weight as a result of torque. You want some torque left over to be able to get the unit closed, or the gate closed and latched, is the bottom line. Because there are no guidelines regarding this, and because there are so many other factors, is the jam post square? Is the jam post plumb? Is the door actually trying to fight gravity to close? The condition of the springs that the hinges that the gate is hung on, maybe they're horrible strap hinges and there's lots of friction between the barrels. It's guesswork, is the bottom line. Light duty stuff, go with 1 small spring, there's no question, like something that's 20 pounds, 15 pounds. You get into the heavier stuff, I might be prone to add multiple springs, and always, of course, they show the spring up at the top of the gate. I'm more along the line of thinking I would bring them to the middle or even to the bottom of the gate, because the top of the gate is where the majority of where practically all the weight is. So that top hinge is carrying that, carrying the majority of the weight, about 70% in fact. Well, I don't want to have my spring hinge up at the top having to contend with the fact that that top spring is part and parcel of carrying the majority of the weight of the gate, with the understanding that it's probably a gate hinge to begin with. Nothing ball bearing, nothing made to handle a weight rating. So I might be tempted to certainly get one of those in the middle. I'd probably put the second at the top, but I'd want to bring it down a bit, so that I'm contending with less of the weight of the gate that is hanging off below the spring to try to get it to close. Again, it's guesswork. Love to hear feedback on any success or failures, more so failures, that you may have. Finally, that link to the manufacturer's page will allow you to see not only all of the Ultra products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the Ultra hardware, this is their part number 97270, gate spring, or any other Ultra product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.